I'm Gemma from Hoglets Theatre, and I'm thrilled to be here bringing you some wonderful stories as part of North Yorkshire Library's very special Under Fives week. Today's story is The Ants and the Treasure. Far away in Africa, on the outskirts of the jungle, was a village, and on the outskirts of a village was a small, run-down hut. It was tatty and worn, with holes in the roof and paint flaking off the walls. And in that hut lived a very poor but very kind man. He didn't have much, but what he had he would happily share. He was kind to the creatures that came into his garden. He would leave crumbs for the ants. He would leave his leftover meals for the parrots and the birds. On the other side of the village was a big hut. And in that big hut lived a mean, cruel man. This man was greedy. He kept all his treasure to himself. He would con his friends and fellow villagers out of their money, and he was cruel to animals. He would throw stones at any creature that came near his hut, and he would stamp on the ants. One day, the king of the ants remarked how it was so unfair that their kind friend was so poor, and yet the miser at the other side of the village, who was so mean, had so much money. The king had a plan. He led his followers all the way to the miser's hut. They snuck under the door, crawled under his bed, and began to dig. They dug and dug and dug all night long until they'd finished their tunnel, which finally came out under the bed of their kind friend. The ants scampered back down the tunnel just before daybreak and picked up a pile of gold coins from the miser's hut. They carried the coins all the way to their friend's house and left them under the kind man's bed. In the morning, kind man was shocked. He thought, this must be my reward from the spirits of the jungle for being so kind. And he hid the money underneath his bed where no one could find it. Meanwhile, across the village, the miser had realised that some of his treasure had gone, and he was furious. How could someone have snuck in when I've been here all this time, he thought. The next night, the miser sat on his bed and watched. But as the night drew on, he fell asleep. This time, the ants snuck across the village, under the crack in his door, and picked up an even bigger pile of gold and treasure. And they carried it along the tunnel, and they left it beside the poor man's bed. There was no room for it under the bed, so they put over a cloth so no one could see it. The next morning, the poor man could not believe his eyes. Even more treasure, whereas the miser was furious. Who? How? Why? What? Where has it gone? The next night, the miser sat on his bed, eyes open, back bolt up straight, and waited for the thieves to come in. The ants waited outside the door until the miser eventually fell asleep, and this time they took the rest of his treasure. They packed up every single jewel and coin and chain and trinket and carried it all the way to the poor man's house. There was so much treasure that they left it strewn all over the poor man's floor. In the morning, the miser woke up and screamed! He screamed so loud that one of his neighbours came running to see what had happened. The miser and his neighbour searched around the hut for where the treasure could have gone, and finally they found the small tunnel underneath his bed. "If we find the other end of this tunnel," the miser said, "then we find the thief." The miser and his neighbour set off around the village searching for the other end of the tunnel. As they searched, more and more and more villagers joined them, until eventually they came to the poor man's hut at the edge of the village. When they walked in, they saw all the treasure on the floor. "It was you," said the miser. "It wasn't me. It was left here by the spirits of the jungle as reward for my good deeds," said the man. "How could I get through that tiny tunnel?" "Magic," said the miser. "Magic, you shrunk yourself and you stole my treasure." The villagers took the treasure from the floor and the poor old man and locked him in a hut in the centre of the village as a prison. They said to the man that he must wait there and he will be told his punishment in the morning. The ants felt terrible. Their good deed had got their friend in so much trouble. What could they do? The king of all the ants called on all his subjects, and as dusk fell and the village went to sleep, thousands of ants descended on the hut in the centre of the village. They ate the roof, they ate the walls, they ate the furniture, they ate everything in sight until when they woke up the next morning, nothing was there. Everything was gone. The villagers thought that this must be the justice of the spirits of the jungle and that the old man got what he deserved. Only the ants knew the old man had left the hut, gone home, taken the pile of gold that was still under his bed, walked into the jungle to start a new and happy life away from the village. So today we're going to sing some songs and play some games all about jungles. So first I thought we could go for a walk through the jungle. Now if you are a big person with babes in arms, I will show you what to do with my makeshift baby here. If you are a big boy or a girl and can do these things yourself, I will tell you little ways to modify the game so you can do it all by yourself. So we're going to start by going for a walk through the jungle. So we're going to, if you have a baby, we're going to pop them on our knees and pat our thighs to a rhythm. But if you're a big boy and girl, you can stamp to the rhythm. And we're going to sing a little song as we go. We're going to go walking through the jungle to the beat of our feet. What kind of animal would you like to meet? And we're going to meet 5 jungle animals. We're going to meet a lion, a snake, an elephant, a crocodile, and an ant. So are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Walking through the jungle to the beat of our feet. What kind of animal would you like to meet? A lion, a lion. We want to meet a lion. Walking through the jungle to the beat of our feet. What kind of animal would you like to meet? A crocodile, a crocodile. We're going to meet a crocodile. Walking through the jungle to the beat of our feet. What kind of animal would you like to meet? A snake, a snake. We're going to meet a snake. Walking through the jungle to the beat of our feet. What kind of animal would you like to meet? An elephant, an elephant. We want to meet an elephant. Walking through the jungle to the beat of our feet. What kind of animal would you like to meet? An ant, an ant. We're going to meet an ant. Now that we've met these wonderful jungle creatures, we are going to sing a little song about them. So to the tune of the wheels on the bus, we're going to sing about the animals in the jungle. So the lion in the jungle goes roar, roar, roar. The crocodile in the jungle goes snap, snap, snap. The snake in the jungle goes hiss, hiss, hiss. The elephant in the jungle goes murr. And the ant in the jungle goes tickle, tickle, tickle. So we ready? 1, 2, 3. The lion in the jungle goes roar, 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 roar. The lion in the jungle goes roar, 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 all day long. Crocodile. The crocodile in the jungle goes snap, 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 snap. The crocodile in the jungle goes snap, 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 all day long. Hissing snake. The snake in the jungle goes the snake in the jungle goes all day long. Trumpeting elephant. The elephant in the jungle goes the elephant in the jungle goes all day long. Tickling ant. The ant in the jungle goes tickle, 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 tickle. The ant in the jungle goes tickle, 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 all day long. Now, the jungle can be a very dangerous place, so we are going to get up and moving about. So if you are a big person with a baby, we will do the actions with baby. If you are big enough to do them yourselves, then you can do them yourselves. So we're going to start by clapping our hands, and we're going to go, 2 little hands go clap, clap, clap. Then we're going to stomp our feet. 2 little feet go tap, tap, tap. 1 little baby leaps from their chair, so you can either lift up the baby, or if you're big enough you can jump yourself. And then we're going to stretch up high. 2 little arms raised high in the air. 2 little feet go bump, 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 so we're going to stamp our feet again. 2 little hands go thump, 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 so we're going to smack our hands against our thighs. 1 little baby turns around, and 1 little baby sits back down. So we're going to get up and moving, and we're going to do that twice through, getting quicker every time. So we ready? 1, 2, we're going to start with clapping. 1, 2, 3. 2 little hands go clap, clap, clap. 2 little feet go tap, tap, tap. 1 little baby leaps from their chair. 2 little arms raised high in the air. 2 little feet go bump, bump, bump. 2 little hands go thump, thump, thump. 1 little baby turns around, and 1 little baby sits back down. Now, should we try that again, but even quicker this time? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. 2 little hands go clap, clap, clap. 2 little feet go tap, tap, tap. 1 little baby leaps from their chair. 2 little arms waved high in the air. 2 little feet go thump, thump, thump. 2 little hands go thump, thump, thump. 1 little baby turns around, and 1 little baby sits back down. So, we are going to sing a counting song about the jungle. And we are going to start with 10 little monkeys. But we are going to end up with no little monkeys, because they are going to tease a very mean crocodile. So we're going to start with 10 little monkeys, and it goes like this. 10 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 9 little monkeys came back. So we're going to start with 10 little monkeys, and we're going to end up with no little monkeys and a very full crocodile. You ready? 1, 2, 3. 10 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 9 little monkeys came back. 9 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 8 little monkeys came back. 8 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 7 little monkeys came back. 7 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 6 little monkeys came back. 6 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 5 little monkeys came back. 5 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, 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 and only 4 little monkeys came back. 4 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile, snap, 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 and only 3 little monkeys came back. 3 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile, snap, 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 and only 2 little monkeys came back. 2 little monkeys sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile, snap, 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 and only 1 little monkey came back. 1 little monkey sitting in a tree, teasing Mr. Crocodile, you can't catch me. Along came Mr. Crocodile and snap, snap, snap. And then no little monkeys came back. Oh dear. So, when the ants stole the treasure, they were going forwards and backwards through the tunnel. So we are going to play a little game about opposites, about forwards and backwards and side to side. So we're going to get babies on our knees, sit up straight, or if you're doing this yourself, we're going to sit up straight with our hands on our knees, and so we can move forwards and backwards and side to side. And it goes like this. Did you ever see a baby, a baby, a baby? Ever see a baby, go? Forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and back. Did you ever see a baby, a baby, a baby? Ever see a baby, go? Left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. Brilliant. We're going to do that twice through, getting quicker every time. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you ever see a baby, a baby, a baby? Ever see a baby, go? Forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and back. Did you ever see a baby, a baby, a baby? Ever see a baby, go? Left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. Now, do you think we could do that even quicker? I do. Are you ready? Sit up straight. Off we go. 1, 2, 3. Did you ever see a baby, a baby, a baby? Ever see a baby, go? Forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and back. Did you ever see a baby, a baby, a baby? Ever see a baby, go? Left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right. Brilliant. Now, we can't come all the way to Africa and meet amazing African creatures without going on safari now, can we? So we're going to get babies on our knees and give them a bounce, or if you're a big person, a big boy or a big girl, you can still sit on your mummy's and daddy's knees for a bounce around, or you can jump up and down yourself. The choice is yours. So I'm going to go like this. Going on safari, bumpety bump. Going on safari, bumpety bump. Going on safari, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Then we're going to go side to side over the African plains. Over the plains, bumpety bump. Over the plains, bumpety bump. Over the plains, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Then we're going to go over the mountain. Over the mountain, bumpety bump. Over the mountain, bumpety bump. Over the mountain, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Then we're going to go around the watering hole. Around the watering hole, bumpety bump. Around the watering hole, bumpety bump. Around the watering hole, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. But at the watering hole, we disturb a whole pride of lions and we've got to go away really quickly. Are you ready? Away from the lions, bumpety bump. Away from the lions, bumpety bump. Away from the lions, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Then, phew. Time to go home again, bumpety bump. Time to go home again, bumpety bump. Time to go home again, bumpety bump. We've seen some animals, bumpety bump. So, are you ready for a safari? 1, 2, 3. Going on safari, bumpety bump. Going on safari, bumpety bump. Going on safari, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Over the plains. Over the plains, bumpety bump. Over the plains, bumpety bump. Over the plains, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Over the mountains. Over the mountains, bumpety bump. Over the mountains, bumpety bump. Over the mountains, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Around the watering hole, around the watering hole, bumpety bump, around the watering hole, bumpety bump, around the watering hole, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Quick! Ah! Away from the lines, bumpety bump, away from the lines, bumpety bump, away from the lines, bumpety bump. Let's see some animals, bumpety bump. Phew! Time to go home again, bumpety bump. Time to go home again, bumpety bump. Time to go home again, bumpety bump. We've seen some animals, bumpety bump. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and this whole week. I hope you've really enjoyed Hoglets stories as part of North Yorkshire's Library's very special Under Fives week. There are other events on as part of Under Fives week, so if you look online you will find bedtime stories and music lessons and all join-in sessions. And if you go to your local library, you can join the Busy Bees scheme, and if you take out a book, you will get a lovely free goodie bag. So thank you very much for joining me. I've had a lovely time. I hope to see you all very, very soon. Bye.